Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? How you doing? Such a pleasure as always to be here with you this wonderful Monday. If you hear the weird sounds, it's rain on my roof because I'm like in the loft, and, which is where I like to do these things. Way up high in the house. We call this night towers. Anyway, today we're looking at niching, looking at I've been kind of thinking. I've been thinking a lot about this our community and us as a group of people, and the things that we desire to do. And sometimes we are those that are a little bit nervous about admitting to the fact that you do want to make a good chunk of money whilst transforming other people's lives. Because in some ways, there's a feeling, there's a thought inside of you that you're not supposed to want that, that you're supposed to give away your gifts for free, that it's impossible actually, because as much as you hear lots of people talking about it, you don't know anyone that has actually made it work. You've heard a lot, you've listened to lots of people marketing things to you, and you deep down would love the idea of a freedom business, a business where you get to do what you want to do with whoever you want to do and get paid well to do it. But it hasn't been your experience to date that such a thing is even possible. And so there's a part of you that doubts this stuff. The problem is that you doubt it so much that you don't even try. Now, there's some of you that are trying, okay? So there's some in this community, you do try, but then you're so caught up in doing things in a way that does not enable you to make money in the way that you would like to. And that too is quite painful, if you're honest. If it's quite painful. It's quite painful to be giving and giving and giving and giving and never quite getting the reward for it. And so that again, then even more fills you with this idea that it's impossible for you. And I've been kind of talking this through with the divine and going over how I'm positioning things and how I'm trying to get your attention. Truth be told, I talk about this stuff with the divine over and over, and how can I help people see that there isn't a mistake about the vision they carry inside of them. That actually the fact that they have that vision to transform lives, it is actually, that is the evidence that they are exactly the one to bring it to life. And that's what everything that I'm doing, I'm seeking, because I know it took me a while to get to that way of thinking, because when you've been brought up a certain way and you've been told that you need to go have a certain education and get a certain job and this is how much you're worth, and you're only ever going to be able to get paid, only ever going to be able to only ever going to be able to get money from a job, really. And that's what most of us were trained to believe. And I know for me, it took me a while to allow myself to build the business I wanted, rather than because first and foremost, it took me a while to convince myself to build a business at all. And then when I finally allowed myself to start building a business, it was the wrong business for me. But then, because it felt the wrong business felt more doable. So I started with real estate because it felt more substantial, more real than coaching or trying to help minister to people and get paid to do it. And that just felt unreal. It felt like a pipe dream, the kind of thing you do at church when you don't do in your regular life, and you definitely don't get paid that well for it. And well, you know what? I needed to be paid well. I have 3 children. So so it took me a while to get around to realizing that I and the divine are actually quite powerful. And that once I fully trust that connection with the divine, trust me, trust the divine. And as I said just a little bit earlier, trust that vision inside of me of making a difference in a lot of people's lives, that there wasn't a mistake about it. That it wasn't just some kind of, I don't know, pipe dream that I was just dreaming. Basically, I had to trust the vision, trust myself to be able to do it, trust the divine to give me or to support me in it. And as I started to align those things, it became a reality. It still took action on my part, but it's difficult to take action, as you know. It's difficult to take action if you don't even believe it's possible for you. And that's the thing. If you may talk, and I talked a lot. I told my friends about how I knew I was called to something more. I just knew. In fact, I look back at some of the things I said when I was in my early 20s. And I was so, in some ways, I was very bolshy and very loud and proud about, yeah, I am called. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything. I was talking a lot about all the things I was going to do. And it wasn't until bankruptcy. It wasn't until having my 3 children. But it was bankruptcy, then starting to have children. But through that period of having children, I was depressed, very depressed, because I felt like a failure having gone bankrupt. Bankruptcy, as I said, I was that person that was talking about all the things I was going to do. Bankruptcy did not even enter my mind as something that was possible for me. It's something that was going to happen to me. That felt like the worst thing ever. So I remember the day after going bankrupt, waking up, and my whole emotions were dead. I didn't feel anything. And now I look back and I realized that I'd just gone into a deep, dark depression. The pain, the emotional pain was so much that I couldn't handle it. I stopped feeling. And that was like for a 4-year period. I remember speaking to my pastors and everything saying, I just can't feel anything anymore. I feel like I'm just going through the motions of life. I have children now. I have to just keep going, basically. And that's kind of it. But somehow, after that 4-year period and some crazy conversation with family members and such, I started to wake up and realize it was still on me to make a decision. Was I going to go through life telling myself it was impossible to do what I felt called to do? Or was I finally going to back myself up? Because the divine, I've known the divine since I've been, for as long as I can remember, 6 years old. I was reading the Bible and trying to get to know God, all of that stuff. So I've known the divine forever, but the divine will never force any one of us to live in our purpose, live out our visions. We will never be forced. We will be loved whether we do, whether we don't. The question becomes, will you find the courage inside of you? And I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care where you live. I don't care any of that stuff. If you are a person who has a vision of transforming lives with the wisdom, the current skills you have, the experiences that you've been through, the spiritual wisdom, self-help knowledge, you want to transform people's lives with that, and you would like to have a life where that's what you get to do from wherever you want to do it in the world. It might be still in your house, but you might be that person that wants to travel and you want freedom, and you would like to make some money whilst doing that. I can tell you right now it is possible for you, but I can tell you this till you die. Until you have to believe me, or more to the point, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that the divine did not plant a desire inside of you. You have to believe in the first instance that the divine even wants you to make money whilst doing what you love. Because for some of spiritual people, that's the issue as well. You don't even believe the divine wants you to make money doing the thing that you're called to do. You think the divine wants you to give all of that away for free and make money doing what you hate to do. And you somehow, you don't question this thinking. You try to separate your spirituality from making money as if anything is outside of the divine. Nothing is outside of the divine. So it's like, how do we do this? And I know I used to do that kind of thing too. I wasn't quite so as I see some spiritual people, and it's really bad. This concept that the divine does not want you to make money. And I belong to churches and things like that where that was the thing, that the divine doesn't want you to make money. You're supposed to give everything away for free. You should not really be thinking about money. You should just about get by. So if you believe the divine thinks that of you, how will you ever allow yourself to even to enjoy your life? So when I say enjoy your life, for some spiritual people, some religious people, that is even a bad thing. You somehow think you're supposed to suffer through this life and get to the next one, where maybe then you'll get to do more of what you want. And I could go on and on about this stuff. That's why I do the Remove the Blocks course, because It's sometimes the flawed thinking. In fact, it's not sometimes, always the flawed thinking that you think you are justified in believing is what is killing you. And because you think that's the only way to think, you don't even think to question it. And so you listen to me, or you hear someone like me saying, hey, you can build a business where you get to do what you want to do using your current skills, your knowledge, your whatever, and make at least 5 to 10K every single month from it. You hear that and you want it, but you can't completely believe it. And so you hold back from the life that could be yours, telling yourself that you're being reasonable, but actually all you're doing is buying into doubt. And so every time I'm saying to the divine, how can I get this message through? How can I get this message through? I keep, it's like I'm doing from tomorrow, from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's completely free, so you can come and, is it completely free? Depends on where you're coming from. If you're on my mailing list, it's completely free. If you're not on my mailing list, it's not. You have to pay $3 to come and join us. But I'm doing this whole course. It is a course. I used to sell it. But now I'm giving it away for free over 3 days, explaining exactly what it takes to get a business where you're transforming people's lives. Some of you, it's for people who are already in business. So you might be in a spiritual business doing whatever, but you're not making the money you would like to make. Or you might not be in business at all. It's something you've been thinking about and you're ready to actually make a move. In which case, I'm going to give you everything that you need to move forward. And why did I start talking about that? I don't remember. Why did I start talking about that? I have no idea. But I would love you guys to come. If you want to come to that, you need to send me a message and then I'll get you the link, depending on where you're at. If you're on my mailing list, you already know about it, so you can sign up for that for free. If you're not on my list, then you're going to have to purchase your way in, which is just $3, so it's not the end of the world. However, what was I going to say of great value? Yes. The reason why I was talking about that was because I've been talking about this with the divine, and I started promoting this. It started off being called one thing and it's now called something else. I keep changing the name because I'm changing the name, not for me. The content is not changing at all. I'm changing the name because I'm just trying to figure out what name will help the people I am called to serve understand that it is for them. So it's gone from being called the 6-figure coach, healer, spiritual teacher, and course creator to being the 6-figure coach, to being get paid to transform lives over the course of like 4 days, because it's not just for coaches, healers, course creators, and whatever's. It's not just for people who want to be coaches. It literally is for people who want to transform lives, whether you're already in business or not. Because, so some of you that are already in business, you've structured it so badly that even though you are capable of transforming lives, you can't make it make you money because of the way you structured it. That's why I'm inviting you to come to this thing. For you that are not in business like me, you're coming from maybe a profession, a career, or maybe you're a stay-at-home parent, or maybe you're a retired person who would like to make some money on the side. Come and learn how to structure it, how to structure what you would like to do to help people in such a way that you actually get paid well to do it. Even if you just come and listen, it's so low cost that you can listen in and start to see what is possible very easily for you. Yes, I know. There's so many people everywhere on the internet shouting about this and shouting about that. You're so worried about being scammed. You don't want this. Honey, okay, it's free or $3, depending on where you hear about it, okay? So it's not going to break the bank for you to come and at least get an idea. I mean, some of the stuff I'm going to share today, start to listen. Start to see how you can make this work for you. There's no rush. For some of you, okay, maybe there's some desperation around money. Well, desperation will never sell. So if you're desperate for money, you may as well get a job that you truly believe that, because if you have more belief in a job, then try when you're desperate, you better off just need to get a job. I would never say to someone who's desperate for money that your business is going to make money tomorrow. No, it's not. It's going to take a little bit of building up in order for you to get to a place where it's making money. But it is absolutely possible for you to take that vision inside of you, put a good structure around it, and start changing people's lives and making at least 5 to 10K every single month. It is possible. I don't know why it feels so impossible to most. I suppose there was a time in my life it may have felt kind of impossible to me too, but I'm always been that person that will at least give it a go. Now the thing about me is that I give it a go and not necessarily listen to anybody. I'm just doing my own way, which then sometimes is good, but sometimes also means that things take a heck of a lot longer than they needed to. Which is why now, because I have made every mistake under the sun, every mistake under the sun, which I'm actually quite thankful for my journey, truth be told. But I have made every mistake under the sun in order to get here. I can help you see when you're making similar mistakes. Now, some of y'all might be like me, you need to make all the mistakes in the world. I still invested in coaches and all of that to support me. And then I decided to do my own thing and then realized maybe they were making sense, basically. But then also some coaches, because they hadn't made some of the mistakes that I had to go through, didn't understand what I was doing when I started making my mistakes. So they couldn't really guide me. But thankfully, I was so thankful for the ideas they gave me, so thankful for what they exposed me to. Because for me, it was the fact that I worked with people who were just like me, who had somehow then created 7-figure businesses, 8-figure businesses or whatever. And it was like, if they can do it, then why the hell not me? If they can do it, why not me? So that in the dark days, when it began to feel sometimes like, am I just deceiving myself? That helped me continually keep moving forward. It gave me this sense of, if they can do it, I can do it. We're all one with the divine, man. The divine is available to all of us. So if they can do it, what they have is available to me. So that kept me going. And for some of y'all, you need that. You need that. But anyway, all of this to say, your vision really is your permission. I am going to talk about some practical strategies here. But if I can talk about practical strategies till I'm blue in the face. If you don't even believe it's possible for you, or you think it's some kind of scam, or you think it's the divine will not want you to make money doing what you love, or whatever, then it doesn't matter what I say to you. You won't hear me. But I'm asking you to hear me. Because again, there is no mistake about the vision you carry inside of your heart. And there is no mistake about you being here at this time. There's a reason that you carry that vision and you are alive on this planet right now, because there's no surplus people. There's no surplus people. So there is a reason you are here with that vision. So, and because you might think that the market is saturated, everybody's trying to do everything that you want to do, and so you're not sure that you can. That too is nonsense, because there's 8 billion people on the planet, and I assure you they're not all being served yet, because some people are your people. To make 5 to 10,000 every single month in your own business, transforming lives kind of business, will not take 20 million people. It will not take 3,000 people. Will not take, it might not, to make 6 figures in the next year, will not even take 100 people. Really. You could be making 6 figures this time next year by serving about 12 people. Why is that not possible for you? Why is that not possible for you? Really hear me. Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is possible for you. But you have to believe that it is possible for you. Believe enough to actually do something about it. No rush here. As I said, taking simple steps every single day can literally change your life if you will allow it to. And we are spiritual people with the backing of the divine behind us. Come on. Nothing is impossible for you. But you have to believe that. I can say it till I'm blue in the face. Will you believe that? But anyway, that's just an aside in some ways. Let's talk about finding your niche and attracting clients. Let's talk about that, okay? So I'll go straight into that because I've already given you the preamble there, which kind of just popped out of my brain here. Why choose some kind of niche? One, as I just said, you don't need that many people to serve in order to make 6 figures, to make 5 to 10K every single month. You really don't. You really don't, okay? So, instead of trying to reach 8 billion people, because you know that what you have can serve everyone, calm down. What's the word? Focus it a little bit. Focus on a certain kind of person with a certain issue that you know you can help with, okay? And yes, there's going to be a certain amount of doubt. Oh, am I going to actually be able to help them? Blah blah blah. The truth of the matter is that in your spiritual organization or wherever it is that you do your stuff for free, or whether it's your family members or whatever, you don't even consider that you can't help people. You know that you can. But then when it comes to actually being in business and asking people to pay you some money, there's a part of you that then starts to, oh, I'm not sure that I should charge people for this and that and the other. And then you start doubting and second guessing and wondering. Let's just put that to one side. This is your life. You have the opportunity to not only transform other people's lives, but also to transform your own. To create a freedom lifestyle where you get to do what you want to do with people you would like to do it with, at a price you would like to do it for. That's absolutely possible for you. So let's just put doubt to one side and listen to what I'm saying here, okay? Focus in and speaking to a certain group of people or a certain person, because when you're marketing, always pretend you're speaking to one person with a specific problem. If you will do that, then you're more likely to reach the 12 people that will take you to 6 figures with your offer. Okay, so that's one major reason to niche. You don't you don't have the resources to reach 8 billion people on the planet. So you may as well reach a targeted group of people who have a very specific issue that they want help with. Okay, so it's all right you saying, the other thing is you saying that you can help people with everything leaves them wondering, what do they need help for? Whereas if you're speaking about a specific issue that people know, people are aware that they have, then they're more likely to understand exactly how you can help them. Whereas you're vague, I'm just a life coach, or I'm just a spiritual coach, and these things are not bad. They're just not specific, so nobody would know, okay, do I need that? I don't know if I need it or not. I mean, life, yeah. I don't know if I need it or not. And particularly if you're doing marketing in the way that I talk about, having a more specific issue. So I like to say one problem, one solution. So a problem that people are aware of having. That's what you want to be talking about. So when they hear you, they know, yes, I have this issue, or no, I don't. And that's fine. Because that way you qualify, you filter people out, and you're only speaking to the ones that you can serve. Okay, remember, to get to your 5 to 10K a month, you do not need that many people. Okay? But you will need to filter through quite a few people to get to the few people. But it'd be easier to do that if you're speaking about a specific issue so that people can put their hands up and say, yes, I'm interested in that or not. Okay? Some people get worried that they're going to get bored if they niche down too much and only have to deal with one issue. Now listen, building your business isn't supposed to be some kind of exciting, crazy, amazing thing. Yes, it is crazy and amazing. However, it's the actual serving of people that is the exciting bit. Not the figuring out how to market your business. The marketing in some ways gets quite boring, and because it's the same thing you're doing consistently. So that you want it to be boring. You want it to be boring and simple and straightforward. That's what you want. It may seem exciting to go looking at the newfangled this and newfangled the other. Sometimes some things are quite helpful and easy to use. But if something is that complicated, listen, people are still people. These people are still people. There are certain ways that people like to be reached. That will always be the case. Okay, yes, we now have social media, we have internet and all of this stuff. But we're still talking about people. We're still talking about people. And there's always a way to reach people. And that's always what you want to keep focusing on. Forgetting about the tools and all of this stuff. And some tools can get so complicated and blah, blah, blah. When it comes down to it, it is you, a person, speaking to another person. And if you can keep it that intimate and personal, that will also build your business pretty damn quickly. Okay, because I know, like, getting my coaching business off the ground first, it was people to people conversations that got it off the ground first. It's not impossible to build a business online, of course, because yes, my business continues to build online. Most of my customers are in a different country from me anyway, so so definitely business is built, can still be built online. But for faster growth, I would always say, you know what, get out of your house and go and speak to some people, basically, or get on the phone and speak to people. That will grow your business so much quicker than just doing stuff on the internet. But don't not do stuff on the internet as well, because we're looking for freedom businesses, not businesses that are necessarily dependent on us being anywhere at any particular time. Okay, so yes, reasons why people are reluctant to niche down is, yes, they think they're going to get bored. They're worried that they're going to choose the wrong niche. And if you choose the wrong niche, you get a few clients, you realize, I don't really like doing this. You start pivoting. But by then you'd have learned so much more about marketing. You'll learn so many things that it'll be easier to pivot. So don't use that as a reason. Just pick something and let's move forward. You don't want to turn anyone away. You can't serve everyone. Okay, as I said, 12 people can take you to 6 figures, for real. 12 people can take you to, your 10K month, really, really easily. So allow it to be simple. Allow it to be simple, and recognize you can't serve every single person on the planet, and that's okay. That's okay. You are not necessarily called to serve every single person on the planet. Okay? Now you're worried that, You're worried that you may not get them any kind of result, that you're going to promise them this result that is so specific that they can measure it, and then you don't get them the result, and oh my God, are they going to kill you? Or what are you going to happen? Honey, as long as you know that if someone does this, and this, they should get this result, that's it. Because the thing is, you cannot control what somebody does with the information you give them. You can't. You can't. As much as we would like to pretend that we're able to somehow manipulate people into doing things, well, I don't know if anybody even wants to pretend that, but you can't. What you can do is provide people with the information, guide them, support them, coach them, advise them, all of that. But in the end, it's just like the divine. It's not going to take my choice away from me. You cannot take anybody else's choice away from them. They are going to have to choose to use the information you've given them to move forward. Okay? So yours is to know that if they do this, they'll get this result. And it's easy enough with any niche that I'm going to talk about here. It's easy enough for you to know that. To know that. You can know more than most people just by a few weeks of study. A few days of concentrated focus and study will, on top of what you already have in terms of your current skills and knowledge and wisdom, that will be enough for you to know more than 90% of the people in your industry. For reals. For reals, bro. Okay? So that's not a reason not to move forward. Okay? Okay. So how do we do this? Let's get into the how of all of this. As I already said, pick a problem you can solve for people. Pick a problem that people are aware of having. Do not pick some random problem that nobody even thinks to have just because you think they should know that that's a problem. Or prevention. Sometimes people are trying to do prevention. People are unlikely to buy prevention. They are more likely to be trying to solve a problem they are right now having than trying to prevent a problem they hope will never happen. Okay? There are some forward-thinking people who are into, prevention, but you'll find for most people, particularly in a business that is not making money yet, I would suggest that you stick to problems that people are aware of having and that actually solve a problem rather than prevent a problem, if you see what I mean. So that's, it's like in healthcare, most of the things that sell are when somebody's already ill. Then they want a solution to the illness. If it was as easy as preventing them getting ill, then nobody would be ill, because there's lots, we can prevent quite a lot of bad stuff from happening, but we're human. Most people do not prevent things from happening to them. They try to solve things after the problem has happened, unfortunately. But that's human nature. So yes, in your content and when you're marketing, tell them all the things that can prevent whatever. But when it comes to what you're selling, sell a solution that solves a problem people are aware that they have. Okay? Okay. So yeah, base it on the knowledge that you have, base it on skills that you have, base it on things that you want to do. And please, please, please connect it to a problem that people have and are aware of having. Okay? No one is going to pay you for something if they're not even aware that there's a problem that needs fixing. Okay? As I said, you can educate them using your content and things like that as you do your marketing. But when it comes to what you're selling, it needs to be a problem they're aware of having. Okay? Most profitable choices to niche down into would be health. So things like getting that bikini body, things like back pain, headaches, things like knee pain, things like anxiety, those kind of weight loss, of course. Weight loss. Weight loss is a very profitable market. Okay? Weight loss is a very profitable market. It is. There's something about spiritual people sometimes that nobody wants to do the obvious things. Everyone wants to do the mindset that will help you lose weight, but not the weight loss itself. For some reason, again, there's this tendency when you've gone on some kind of transformational journey to stop looking at the surface things, or to stop wanting to talk about the surface stuff. You think that's too shallow. And so then you're trying to talk about mindset and changing energy and all of this stuff, which is true. It's absolutely necessary. But the people you are speaking to and can serve are not aware that it's their mindset that is the problem, or that their energy needs shifting. They're not lying in bed thinking, oh, my energy needs shifting. Some people are. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, some people are. But a lot of the people that you are able to help are not. They're just simply lying in bed thinking, I am overweight. I want to look good in that dress. I want to get married and be size 2 or something, That's what they're thinking. Whereas you're thinking about what's the mindset and what's the emotional eating and all of that. And now some people are aware that the emotional eat. So it is, who are you? Make sure that you're speaking in a language that the people you feel called to serve will actually understand. Not just the language that you think they should understand. Okay? There's a very fine difference there. Okay? So health is one profitable choice. Money, and careers. Yeah. So whether it's starting a business, growing a business, getting that promotion at work, getting a new job, leadership at work can be something as well. What else? Real estate stuff, because that's where I've started as well. Money manifestation, that can work, but I would always try to connect. Actually, it does work, because there's lots of people that make money just from money manifestation stuff. I like to connect it to an end result, some kind of end goal, money for something. But but I know that you can also just do manifest money stuff. Okay. So, just manifestation even. So that's money and careers. That's another niche. Relationships. So love. Love is another area. So parenting, coaches, actual, soulmates, divorce, getting married. What else? Yeah, relationships between, hardly ever. Well, I've not really heard of that many successful businesses with parents and children, as in children and older parents. But maybe there's a niche for that too. But it's those specific relationship issues. Okay, specific relationship issues. That too, you can is another area that you can niche into. Then there might be some special interest things like teach people how to play guitar, or teach people how to write songs, or teach people how to make jewelry, or teach people how to do DIY, specific things in their household, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. That too can be something that you can niche into. So those are the 4 areas that I'd consider if I were you. Health, money, careers, relationships, special interest stuff. Okay? Pick something from those 4 areas. So not just at the surface, you want to go a few levels down. So there's love, but then it's like, okay, what? Maybe it's parenting. Maybe it's parenting teens. Maybe that's what you want to do. So the parents of teens, or parents of 0 to 5, or whatever. So you can get a bit more specific around things. Okay? So that's how you want to niche down. And those 4 areas are areas that you want to look at. If you do want to do things like spiritual coaching or life coaching or anything like that, be savvy about it, because some people like to teach people about the Bible or something. But why would someone pay you to teach them Bible stuff when they can go to their church and get taught for free? That's what you want to think about. So the reason why someone might pay you to teach them from the Bible is if you connect it to one of the four areas. So like biblical principles for getting that new job, biblical principles for making more money, biblical principles to getting better health or your back pain gone or something using biblical principles. See, that becomes a way of teaching biblical principles using when you focus it on a specific result in those four areas. Okay, but I've just used biblical principles, but it could be any kind of principles, you know, but connecting it to a result that people are aware of wanting. Yeah. Okay, so that's how you can do things like spiritual coaching, life coaching, and all of that, particularly when you're trying to do it directly over the internet. Yeah. Okay, now, so that's what I would suggest you do around those areas. Okay, now I need you to understand this. The reason why you've been listening to me right now is because you do want to make some money whilst transforming people's lives. So you do need to consider what people will pay you for. So yes, we want to make money doing what we love, but we need to connect what we love to a problem that people are aware of having. I've said this a few different times, but I need to get this through to you. I need to get this through to you. The problem needs to be something that people are aware of having. Because if you're just talking about general things, people will love to hear it. They'll like your stuff. They'll share it, comment, but they won't buy. Okay? So it has to be connected to a problem that people are aware of having. And you need to make that internal decision inside of you that you are going to make this thing profitable, that you are going to make this thing work. Okay? Because if not, you, as soon as it seems a little bit difficult, instead of thinking through what is this showing me, you will immediately think, maybe I'm not cut out for this. And then you'll quit. Everything is just guiding you to your result. Everything that happens in a business that you're growing is simply trying to guide you to your result. The question should never be, does this mean I should quit? Because I just can't do this. It should always be, so what isn't working? So I can tweak something so it does work. Okay? And so that's the thing. If your mind is always on your plan B, then you won't realize that this is just trying to show you what doesn't work. So it's like I said earlier about people who have been in business and they're working their asses off for ages. Maybe you're a tarot reader or you're, I don't know, a Reiki practitioner or something like that. But because you haven't structured your business in such a way that it can make you 5 to 10K a month, it just doesn't. And so then you start to burn out. You start to wonder if you're just not cut out for this. That should never be a question. You've decided you're going to make this business successful. You're going to help transform people's lives. So that should never be the question. The question is, what am I doing that needs tweaking? That's the only question. Because your business can work. Absolutely. After all, there are other people in the world who are doing exactly what you want to do and making money doing it. Okay? So all you need to do is figure out, what do I need to tweak? How do I need to structure what I'm doing so that it becomes profitable for me? And can you see that if the foundational thinking is flawed, then you'll keep thinking the wrong thing, as in, I'm just not good enough, I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. Nonsense. And then you'll go back to your job. That's because I used to do this, see, pre-children in my business dabbling phase. I'd dabble a little bit. As soon as it got difficult, instead of trying to figure out what I needed to tweak, I would immediately think, I'm not cut out for this. Let's go back to work. After I'm a pharmacist, don't need to do this. It's kind of crazy, okay? So, anyway, let's keep going here. Do not make it more complicated than what I've said. You just need to choose something from one of those four areas. That's it. Choose something, find a problem in one of those four areas, stick with it until you've made it, until you're making 5 to 10K. Then you can start to expand, broaden, blah, 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 blah. But how do you actually practically do this? How do you practically do this? Let us look at this. First of all, you create some kind of offer. I've already said one problem, one solution. So you know the problem you're solving for people. Have an offer connected to that problem. So let's assume weight loss because it's such an easy one to use as an example. Weight loss, you can decide you're going to do some kind of 6 to 12 week coaching program. And you know what? Even if you're a tarot reader, even if you're a healer, I want you to understand this. Just being a tarot reader, just being a healer, energy worker, blah, 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 without a business structure, and I've kind of said this a few times, but I need to really emphasize this. Put a business structure around it. And for some of y'all, adding coaching to what you're doing will change everything for you. Add coaching to what you're doing, and it will change everything for you. So add coaching to what you're doing, and it will change everything for you. Okay, that's it. And it's a skill that you can the chances are it's a skill you're already using. But now if you will position your business with that as an option, suddenly your tarot sessions and all of that are more profitable for you. If you don't know how to do this, you must come to that 3-day thing that I'm doing, 3-day series, tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. Send me a message about it. Or if you're on my mailing list already, open the emails and sign up. Okay? So have some kind of course, some kind of offer based on the 4 areas that I mentioned to you. Based on those 4 areas, pick one, create some kind of course, some kind of offer around it. That's what you're going to be selling. Okay? That's what you're going to be selling. You can do some research, see other people in that kind of industry are producing that could help you, but please don't do it from a place of trying to compare yourself to people who are further along in the journey than you, because that'll just make you go insane. Okay? And you don't want to go insane, feeling sorry for yourself because everybody else seems to be doing better than you. No. Yours is to be encouraged and inspired to see what is possible. Okay. So you have your offer. What I would like you to do is then have a list of pains, problems, fears that your people are facing. You can make this list using ChatGPT. You can make this list by asking yourself the question. Because it might be that the problem you're trying to solve is something that you solved a few years ago. Go back in time and ask yourself questions. What are the pains, the problems, the fears that you were facing at that point? Or use something like ChatGPT or do some research online. What are the pains, the problems, the fears? Or ask people. What are the problems, fears that they're facing? What are the desires, the dreams, the fantasies that they would like to have? Use those. Write at least a list of at least 30 things that people are afraid of or people are wanting. From that list every day, at least pick one thing to create content around. So create content about that. So it's almost like position it as a question. Write out the answer to that question, and at the end of that question, make your offer. Now, in terms of offer, so you have the offer that they're going to pay for, yes, but I need you to have like an hors d'oeuvre, a starter, a free giveaway based on that final offer. So for instance, if you're going to help people lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks, that could be the name of your offer that you're going to do over a 10-week period. You're going to help people lose 10 pounds. You could have a free giveaway, which could be a video, it could be an audio, it could be a PDF, a written report, how to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks. And then you go through a checklist of what actually you're going to do with people in the flesh. Some people will take that and run with it and never work with you. That's fine. But some people will take that, read it, realize I could do with help around this, and then come and work with you. And that's fine. Because what you're going to do with that free giveaway is give it away in exchange for their email address. So it's free, but they need to give you an email address in return. So you'll set this up very simply, because I can show you how to do this. You can Google this anyway, how to set up a landing page and how to do all of that. And the idea is that you give away this how to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks. The only people likely to sign up for it are people who want to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks. Or people just kind of curious about how to do it. Okay, so some people are going to come onto your list, they're curious and never buy anything. That's fine. But some people, and a lot of the people, instead of having those 8 billion people that you're trying to speak to, now suddenly you have fewer people, some of which, or most of which, will be interested in losing 10 pounds in 10 weeks. Okay? So they come onto your mailing list because the only way they can get this thing from you is if they give you their email address. You will then start creating content, which some of that content you'll put on social media. Some of that content you'll send to the people that have joined your email list. Okay? So on the email list, you're now inviting them to have a conversation with you. So I would call it the £10 or lose £10 in 10 weeks consultation, free consultation. Okay? So that's the next step. They sign up for the book or the video, which gives them a checklist of what to do to lose £10 in 10 weeks. Some things they can do it themselves, that's fine. Some, some of those as they come onto the list, all of them as they come onto the list, you're sending emails, inviting them to a £10 in 10 weeks, lose £10 in 10 weeks consultation. Some of them will come on the phone with you. When they come on the phone with you, you ask them about their goals, you ask them what has got in the way of them losing that £10. And then if you feel it is appropriate, you make them the offer, hey, I have a coaching program, or I have a 10-week program where I help my clients to lose £10 in 10 weeks. Would you like to do this with me? This is what is included. Does this sound like something that would be of interest to you? This is what you said. This is what you think gets in the way. And this is exactly what my program is designed to help you with. Would you like to do this with me? This is how much it costs. Listen to what they say. If they say yes, hey, you have a client. They say no, whatever, they go back into the mailing list or they leave altogether. And at some point, maybe they will say yes later on. Or as your business continues to grow, you might decide you have a standalone program or something where they can go off and do it on their own. And they might choose to do that. Or there might be something else. All the while, you're continually sending out emails, you're educating, you're inspiring, you're entertaining, and you're inviting them to get on the phone with you. That would be the first thing to get to your first 5K to 10K months. You want to just get people on the phone with you. As you start to build that, once you've got to that 5-10K, although we're talking beyond this first bit here, 5-10K, then you can start to think about all the other programs and things that you could build so that people can buy who don't necessarily want to work with you one-on-one. And so then you start growing your business even bigger. But to begin with, we just focus. Focus on the one offer, or 1 or 2 offers max, where we're asking people to get on the phone with you and inviting them to come and work with you to lose £10 in 10 weeks, if that's what you want to do, okay? So can you see that's it? So that's can you see the benefit of niching down? Because then you have a specific offer that you're making to specific people who have and are aware that they have a specific problem, okay? And so that makes, because really listen to what I'm saying here, because the growth of a business is not that complicated. We make it so complicated. Oh my goodness, I cannot tell you how complicated I made it. When I was doing pharmacy, it wasn't complicated because I knew I just needed to do this. I'll become a pharmacist and turn up at work. That's it. I didn't really overthink it. When I did my real estate stuff, I didn't really overthink that too. I found a strategy that I like to do after I got over all my fears and all of this. I found a strategy that I like to do. I did it consistently. I made money. That was it. That's the way business is supposed to be. When I came to do my purpose work, however, oh my goodness. I went up and I went down. I went round and around and about and I shout. I did everything except keep it simple. I made the whole process quite painful. And if I can help you avoid that, I would. And I am, if you will let me. If you will let me. The thing sometimes about building a purpose-driven business is that we make it a heck of a lot more complicated than it needs to be. My goodness. It's because it's so personal, because it's us. It's like, it's us. We're so identified with it. We just make it so complicated. But because I am not in your life, you come and work with me, I can look and see where you're making it complicated and say, honey, do you want to continue in pain or would you like to make some money? Because actually growing a business is not that difficult. It's not that complicated. It's not, and especially with us, we know the divine. Oh my goodness. We know the divine. It's not that complicated, but we make it so. So if you are done with complicating your life beyond what is necessary, one, you can listen to this again. But the next thing I would suggest to you very strongly is that you get a copy of the Get Paid to Transform Lives book, which is on offer right now, even on more offer than it was before. It's now 97 cents. All you need to do is look around the link to this. There's a link around this video. If you're watching it on Facebook or YouTube, go get the copy of the book. follow the steps. Follow the steps. You can get your business off the ground. And also you'll start to hear from me at that point. You start to hear from me because you're on my mailing list, and I will invite you to the various things that I'm doing to support you in getting your business off the ground. So if you're done with trying to figure this stuff out alone, if you're on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever else you might listen to this, it's either in my bio or it's around this video. Get a copy of the book. Start there. You'll start hearing emails from me, and from then you will know what the next step is. If you want to join me for the 3-day event I'm doing called Get Paid to Transform Lives, then message me, okay? Or if you're on the page, it's advertised on the page. Go and get your copy, okay? $3. So go get your copy. Come join in, okay? It used to be sold for $197. You're getting it for $3. So yeah, yeah. Go get it. Come join in so that you can see how simple this can be. Because the actual practical stuff of building a business. Now, okay, if you're not into computers and things like that, it can seem whatever. But if you're listening to me, then you can do what is necessary to build a business online. You really can. With this day and age, there's always some kind of tool that will make it easy for you. So that's not an excuse anymore. I don't care how technical or not technical you are. We all started not knowing how to use, unless you're my children's age or something. We were not brought up with computers, so we had to learn them. So anybody can do it if you are willing. If you are willing, but if you keep telling yourself that it's impossible, I can't do that, I'm too old to do this, to the other, well, that will be your reality because you've chosen it. You don't have to choose that as your reality, but the choice is yours. Start by getting the book, and then come and do other things with me as they resonate. Until the next time, my loves. Remember your vision is your permission. Remember that you do not have a vision that you cannot bring to life. You can bring it to life. It is yours to bring to life. That is why you have it, and there's no mistake about you being here on this planet at this time with that vision. So come on, wake up. Get to it, my loves. Until the next time. Much amazing love. Go forth and prosper. Bye.